Okay, take two here. Phone in the last broadcast. So I have restarted things and hopefully we've got better audio now. No clue why it wasn't clean before, but will you guys let me know? Is the audio better now? Please send me a comment before I get this thing rolling too far. I did a quick check on it and it sounded like it was clean to me, but it sounded clean last time also. So, all right. Hey, perfect audio. Sounds good to me. All right, cool. We are back in action. Did a quick little restart on the old computer there, and I guess that heals all, right? Cool. I cannot have a single live stream that goes by when I don't have a technical issue. I swear one of these days I'm going to figure out technology. Mount Columbus versus technology. Technology is winning the battle. I'm so committed to you guys and Mount Columbus Speaks podcast that I actually got a new computer because the old computer wasn't making the cut. I've been using the same computer since 2014. Decided it was time to get an upgrade. All right, how about them tight ends for the Broncos, huh? These dudes have never in their life had a game like they're having right now, and almost every single one of them's got involved. Atkins, Troutman, Kroll. Forget all those rumors about the Broncos needing to go make a change at the trade deadline to go get a tight end. Hey, maybe we got him right here. Doubtful. Troutman playing like a Pro Bowler. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's right, Zargo Dan. I did that for you, just for you. All right, Bo Nick's about to have himself a career game, it looks like. Nice to see touchdowns instead of field goals. You are not kidding, Brian. Are we going deep? Oh, little Jordan Humphrey almost gets that thing. Pretty good throw, not a great throw. Probably should come down with that thing. An elite wide receiver definitely comes down with it, but that ball was just a touch too far from Bo Nix. Kenzie, come here. They couldn't hear us before because the audio. Go hi.
Hi,
Tell him your favorite color.
blue.
Tell him the most scary thing you did was last night.
Um,
Did you have nightmares about the clowns?
Yeah.
What did the clown do to you in your nightmare?
Scream at me.
Who tried to kill you at Elitch's?
To see
What did the seesaw guy do? All right, that's Kenzie June Columbus, everyone. I just did. I'll be fine not seeing any trade moves. Honestly, that's the way that I feel. I don't want the Broncos to do anything because they're in a rebuilding mode, and more times than not, when you make an in-season trade, it's for a 1 to 2 year rental. And the last thing the Broncos need to be doing right now is giving up draft picks for a 1 to 2 year rental. Don't get caught by the fool's gold of a successful season this year. I'm not telling you to not enjoy the moment and not root for the playoffs, but what I am saying is you're not winning a championship. So don't make a foolish trade where you give up something of significance for a rental. If you make a trade, make sure it's of little value, and make sure that you're gonna give a long-term deal to the guy. Otherwise, you're gonna wanna use those draft picks for younger players you get on the cheap that you can lock up long term. How did you guys let me go, like, a full hour without telling me that my audio sucked? I put that on you people. Dulcet for a 5th rounder. Oh, in a heartbeat, I'd do that. I mean, there's definitely players I would sell. I'm talking about buy-in. You wanna say hi? Khalil, he's your outside run hitter. He's our, uh he's our Broncos version of Ronnie Hillman in 2015. Miss you. Saddest deal ever that we don't have Ronnie anymore, but, Ronnie was our home run hitter. We had CJ Anderson, who was our between the tackles runner. He was our downhill bowling ball, and then whenever we try to have a home run play, the tackle poles, get outside, we put Ronnie Hillman in the game. That's what Jaleel McLaughlin is for. Jaleel can run through the tackles as well, but I really don't mind using him in a specialized role. You're not giving away too many tells, too many tendencies, but he's absolutely the best runner. We call that 18-19 truck, right? When you've got your tackle pulling out in space. Think back to the, 2015 AFC Championship game against the Patriots when Ryan Harris at left tackle and CJ Anderson. Ryan's pulling out in space, gets a big cut. CJ takes off, home run play. That was 19 truck. So that's what we just saw there with Jaleel McLaughlin. Guess why it's called truck? T stands for tackle. Tackle. You got to pull. Make a hole big enough for a truck to run through. Do I think this defense is as good as 2015? You know what? It's damn close. They don't make as many big plays. That was the biggest difference. The 2015 defense not only was rock solid, but they made huge plays, touchdown plays. They scored on defense. I mean, how many games can you think of that Von Miller got the perfectly timed strip sack, Chris Harris and Keeb got a pick six? It's the only thing this defense is missing, but it's damn good. But no, I'm not putting them up there with 2015 yet. They gotta play a full season like that to be even considered in that same category. God, I am so mad at you people. I know that audio is gonna live forever on YouTube. Nobody helped me out. Just let me sit here looking like a fool. You guys hate me. Wonder how many teams in the NFL have got 3 players from the same college team, like they're just pointing out on TV right now. Alex Forsyth, Bo Nix, Troy Franklin. It's pretty fascinating. I remember when we drafted, Drew Lock, we did draft his wubby, Albert Okwuegbunam. We had 2 players. I don't remember the last time we had 3 though. Troutman continuing to have a great game. That's not holding. We're holding onto the shirt and dragging the dude. That's not holding. Wake up, referees. I mean, good lord, well, how much more visual evidence do you need than that? That was almost as bad as the face mask the other night. Oh, we got 19 truck now. Makeup call. Do you guys like my spaceship headphones? Could they get any bigger? All right, let's go. Let's get Bo Nix go for 300 in this game. Be the fuel that launches off a firecracker career. Yes. My phone? My phone's up there. I'm using it as my webcam. Why do you want my phone? Oh, I can't see it right now. I look like a kicker now. I weigh less right now than I did in high school. How about that? When I graduated high school, I was about 245, 250. I was still skinny, super skinny. I had to gain about 60 pounds in college. Right now, I'm down to like 218. Intermittent fasting. That's all I do. Eat my last meal at 8 o'clock. I don't eat again till 11. Then I eat whatever the heck I want to eat. Works for me. 3 pass touchdowns for Knicks in the first half would be amazing. The type of game Tyler's been wanting to see. That's exactly what I've been asking for. Okay, we got a good listener here, listens to PhD, Columbus Station's DMAC on altitude 92.5. My big take on Bo Nix this season, I don't need perfection. I'm okay with having ups and downs, right? I don't need him to look like Jaden Daniels the entire season, but when it's all said and done, I do need 2 to 3 games where it looks special, right? Like, give me 2 to 3 games from Bo Nix where it looks special, where you walk away into the offseason saying, "Okay, we can build on that." Because here's the reality, and people think I'm crazy. Oh, hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Everybody say hi to Bob. Bob's my best friend. Um, yeah, we need 2 to 3, right? Now here's my crazy hot take that everybody calls me out on, right? Bo Nix has to look better than Jaden Daniels. He has to look better than Caleb Williams because despite the fact that he was the 5th quarterback selected off the board, and despite the fact that he clearly was not rated as highly as those guys, Sean Payton put his career on the line for this guy. So in order for Bo Nix to win championships, guess what he has to do? He has to be better than Jaden Daniels. He has to be better than Caleb Williams. So I actually don't care where he was drafted. I don't care that he was the 5th quarterback off the board. He has to perform better than everybody else. That's what he's got to do. But I don't need him to do it the whole season. I just need 2 to 3 games, and then we go to the offseason and feel like we got something here. And this game is certainly looking like it's going to be one of those for Bo Nix, as he just has a very tough run. I was talking, I wasn't even watching that. Did he get in? Was that a touchdown? I think he's down. He doesn't seem to be trying to get out of the pocket as much in this game either, which is great. Bob, everybody's saying hi. Mike says hi. Sargo Dan says hi. Tyler, what's your opinion of Bulls? He seemed to make huge steps forward under Munchak, but doesn't seem to have made as much progress since. Bulls had 2, like, Pro Bowl level type of seasons, and it did happen to correlate with COVID, when the stadiums were empty, and in a season in which they decided that they were not gonna emphasize holding as much, and he played like a Pro Bowler. Garrett Bowles is not a Pro Bowl tackle, but he's pretty dang good. He's gonna have his moments that he gets beat, and you're gonna get frustrated. I wish he wouldn't have all the holding penalties because that drives me as nuts as it drives you. But Garrett is a top 15 tackle at his worst. And generally speaking, when you get adequate play at left tackle, you don't move on from it. But they're going to have to make a decision on Bulls this year. He's in a contract year. I would say so far this season, he's not playing well enough that I feel great. Oh, I hate that. I hate that Superman move. He's gotten away with it twice now. So much can go wrong when you do that. Yeah, Bowles is, he's adequate. He's fine. He's definitely not a problem. That was pretty far out to do the Superman move. I don't mind it if you're on the half-yard line. All that takes is a pinky finger to punch that thing out. Yeah, Orlando someone says Orlando Franklin looks wild. No, Orlando looks sick, and you can tell him I said that. He needs to eat a burger. Alright, this is exactly what we expected the Broncos to do. Actually, I really didn't expect them to handle their business the way that they are right now, but this is what they needed to do. You're going up against the worst team in the NFL. You gotta beat the brains in. So, if you wanna look at the Broncos schedule here, I'm gonna pull it up just to remind myself because I'm an idiot and I forget things all the time. But you look at the Broncos schedule as we're moving forward here, you gotta handle your business against the teams you're supposed to, right? So that starts this week against the Panthers. Then you handle your business against the Browns, you gotta handle your business against the Raiders, the Colts, and that's 4 more wins. So that puts you to 8, okay? Now you gotta find a couple more. Could you beat the Chargers? Yeah, you could beat the Chargers. Could you beat the Falcons? It's gonna be a tough game. I think the Falcons are a very good football team. And Bengals clearly are struggling. They lost again today. Then you find your 5th. That gets you to 9 wins. If you get 9 wins in the NFL, that's kind of the magic number that sometimes you'll make the playoffs, sometimes you won't. When I was playing, when we had 16 games, 9 wins usually would get you in the playoffs. I think nowadays you need 10 wins to guarantee yourself a playoff berth. Clearly, you're not gonna win the AFC West. Chiefs have got that locked up. So you gotta handle your business against those teams, right? So beat the Panthers, beat the Browns, beat the Colts, uh, beat the Chargers, beat the Raiders, okay? That gives you 5. Then you gotta find 1, you gotta find an extra one in there. And I'll tell you the game that you might get really lucky with, week 17, Kansas City Chiefs. We should all be rooting for the Chiefs to have the number 1 seed locked up. Be rooting for that because if the Chiefs get that game locked up, they won't play their starters, and then you very well might be able to get your 10th win against the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I know it sounds counterintuitive to want the Chiefs to play well, but honestly, it'd probably be the best thing for the Broncos' future if the Chiefs just continue to dominate because they do need to find 5 more wins. Ideally, they need to find 6 more wins, and it'd be nice if the Chiefs didn't play their starters in week 17. Mike says Ravens are gonna be mad after today's loss. I called it. Alright, not quite. I didn't call that the Browns were gonna beat the Ravens, but I called it that Jameis Winston was gonna ball out. Said it on the radio show this week. That's what that dude does, man. Every single time Jameis Winston gets an opportunity, he goes in there and he looks like a starting quarterback. I actually don't know why there isn't a team out there that hasn't given him a chance, like a team that needs a bridge quarterback, let a young guy develop him underneath him for a year or 2. Jameis Winston is still young. I don't think Jameis is even 30 years old yet. We'll look it up. Okay, he's 30 years old, but in quarterback age, shoot, he's a young man. I will say, though, if you guys have not watched, or listened to my show, you probably haven't heard me talk about a young man named Roger Rosengarten. Since we're talking about the Ravens, I'm gonna talk about him right now. Roger's a kid from Valor High School. I got to coach him when I was at Valor. He is now the starting right tackle for the Ravens. He was drafted in the second round this year. He took over in like week 3 at the starting right tackle. The dude is balling out there. Local kid. It always is nice to feel a local connection to other teams. So when you watch the Ravens, watch their right tackle, Roger Rosengarten, been playing great football, man. I'll tell you a crazy story about that kid. So I don't take any credit for his development. I didn't do anything. He just had it, right? But I coached him for 3 practices, and I told Roger to decide. I said, "Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna warn you right now. You're gonna hate me, but you're gonna hate me because I believe in you. I believe in you so much that if you do what I tell you you need to do, and if you develop the way I think you're going to, you are going to be playing on Sundays." It took me 3 practices to realize that that kid was different. Lo and behold, here he is. Oh, we about half the Broncos jumping off sides there. Von Miller used to call that paying his taxes. You get that good quick step, which was what made Von so great. But with that quick step came 5 or 6 false starts a year. Oh, excuse me, offsides. They get a false start here. I thought that was an offsides. But Vaughn would have 5 or 6 offsides a year because he called it paying his taxes. I don't see this. How did they get the Panthers on that? They're saying it was the center? What? We got lucky on that. Good pressure. Dude, the Broncos got so many pass rushers. They're growing off trees right now. It's like CU with their wide receivers. CU has so many wide receivers. They're growing off trees. Broncos, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Benito, Baron Browning, Jonah Ellis, 52. Jonah is probably the least ready of all the guys to be a starter, but even Jonah Ellis has had his moments this year, playing some pretty good football for a rookie. If you guys think back to the Seahawks when they were in their dynasty and they had their heyday, that's what they had, man. They had pass rushers growing off of trees. You can never have enough of them. So some people want to trade a one of our pass rushers for a tight end. When I say some people, I mean BMAC. BMAC wants to trade a pass rusher for a tight end, and you can probably talk me into it if you're going to go get David Njoku, because that's actually a realistic tight end you could trade for right now. Browns are resetting; they're trying to get rid of high contract guys. Maybe I would do it for a player like that, but I'm really not in the business of giving up young, talented players that you got on the cheap. I like what we got right now. So we'll see how aggressive they get after that. A lot of times when you get a 2-minute drill at the end of the half, you'll do it's a drive starter, right? So what the Broncos just did right there. Oh, the announcer's saying the same thing I am right now, but it's a drive starter, right? So you throw a bubble screen, see if you gain some good yardage on it. If you gain good yardage, you get into a high tempo mode and you go for it. If you don't, sometimes you just pack it in and go into halftime. Broncos get good play, good yardage, easy for me to say, on the second play, so they're going to get in attack mode, see if we can pull something off. Okay, timeout, timeout. Use your one timeout. So now we got to take a shot play for the sideline. Probably got to pick up 15 to 20 yards, and you gotta do it quickly. The magic number in the NFL to try to get 2 plays off is about 7 seconds. So, in theory, the Broncos might get 2 attempts at this, but that means the Bo Nix on the first play, if it's not there, ball's gotta get out of his hands now. Get it out of bounds now. You cannot waste time. Oh my gosh! Wake up, Mims! I mean, it wouldn't have done anything anyways. It's actually a bad throw from Bo Nix. I have no idea why he threw that because if he catches the ball, you go into halftime. You can't put that ball over the middle of the field, which is why Mims was not expecting the football. But still, wake the hell up, dude. It was a bad decision for Bo Nix. That was probably his worst decision of the game, actually. You throw that ball and he gets tackled in the middle of the field, you go into halftime. It's not the end of the world. It'd be good play still, but all right, 21-7 at halftime. Broncos are doing exactly what we wanted them to do. I certainly did not have the Denver Broncos tight ends going off on my bingo card for this game. I don't know about you guys, but that part has been honestly the best thing in this game, getting production out of the Denver Broncos tight ends. I didn't know we had a tight end on the roster that's capable of catching the football. Bo Nix having the best game of his career so far. Tight ends are balling. I think we scored on like 3 straight possessions, something like that. This is exactly what you wanted. Defense, shoot, even on the, first possession, when the Panthers scored, when they got the short field out the fumble, defense played tough right then. Broncos defense, this is elite, flat out elite. I'm happy for that dude, man. Vance Joseph gets run out of town as a head coach. Kind of a humbling experience to get fired as a head coach and then come back to the same team as a defensive coordinator. Gives up 70 points against the, Dolphins last year. Sean Payton decides not to fire him, and now Vance Joseph is on the fast track to becoming the head coach again. I hope it doesn't happen because selfishly, I wanted to be the Broncos defensive coordinator for a long time, but Vance is on the fast track. All right, let's, check out some of the stats from the game so far. Bryce Young looking like Bryce Young, 11 to 14 for 60 yards, 1 touchdown. What the hell happened to that dude, man? Panthers happened. The Panthers were not the only team in the NFL that thought that Bryce Young was gonna succeed, by the way. I know that that owner gets a lot of grief, and he should because that owner's a hot mess. Tepper needs to back off and let football people be football people. But they were not the only ones that had Bryce Young evaluated very highly. But 11, 14, 60 yards, the dude clearly just does not have it. For us, though, Bo Nix, this might be the most yardage he's had in the season yet in the first half. He's 21 of 27 for 220 yards. Somebody, some stat knowledge genius out there, let me know. What's the most yardage Bo Nix is throwing for this season? I'm going to guess 230, 240. So basically, in one half of football, Bo Nix has met his season high, and he's got 2 touchdowns to cap it off. Jalil's looking fresh out there. He's only got 3 carries, but he's got 22 yards. And then here's the few that I love. Cortland Sutton, number 1 wide receiver for the Broncos, having a great game. Cortland Sutton, 7 catches, 93 yards, and one half of football. He's averaging 13.3 per catch right now. Adam Troutman. Adam Troutman almost has 100 yards in the first half, 4 for 85. Little Jordan Humphrey, 4 for 22. Vele's got 2 for 12. And then Javante's only got 5 yards receiving. Oh, excuse me, that's receiving. Javante's got 18 yards carrying the ball. They've not attempted to run the ball very much. I guess I don't mind it. If you got Bo Nix dealing, let the young man get some confidence. They do need to even that out, though. They've only got 10 carries combined between Jaleel and Javante, and Bo Nix is already throwing the ball 26 times. You know, in a perfect world, you keep the run to pass ratio close to 50-50. Nobody does that. Everybody wants to. In like a perfect world, it ends up like 60-40. But very few teams can get there. I say if Bo Nix is dealing, though, let him deal. Keep throwing the ball. Let's build some confidence, dude. The guy needs it. I've not been the biggest Bo Nix fan in the world. I'm not anti-Bo Nix at all, and I think the young man can succeed. But the reality is the football he's been playing has not been good enough, and it's good to see him come out and take a step in the right direction here. It's great to see it. All right, now's a good time to check in on some of the comments here. If you've got any questions, any comments about the first half, send it in, whether you're watching on Twitch, on Facebook, or on Instagram. I can see it all. It's all consolidated into one platform for me, and we'll go through them all here. I'm going to take a quick second to plug myself here. I appreciate all 743 of y'all that are watching right now. If you've not subscribed to Mount Columbus Speaks, that is my podcast. I would be very, very grateful if you would take 2 seconds out of your day right now, go over to YouTube, and hit subscribe. I'm really trying to build my audience up over on that platform in particular. If you're watching on Twitter, the link to my YouTube account is in my bio. And if you're watching on Facebook, just go to Twitter and search Mount Columbus and subscribe. I'd be super grateful if even one out of every 3 of you that are watching right now would take 5 seconds to go subscribe. That would be awesome. All right, let's go through some of these comments. 3 Dad, VJ was an awful head coach, though. Yeah, he was. But listen, I guess I'm a bit of a Vance Joseph apologist, I guess. Vance did not get to do what he wanted to do. Vance Joseph was not making any of the personnel decisions. And granted, he was a rookie head coach, so he probably shouldn't have been making a ton of them. But John Elway was making all those decisions, okay? And there was a lot of stories of things that were happening behind the scenes with Vance Joseph that Vance hardly ever got what he wanted out of the situation. And yeah, he failed. He did. He flat out failed. And sometimes coaches are just better coordinators than they are head coaches. A la Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, Denver Broncos, I would say the majority of the Broncos fans' favorite defensive coordinator we've ever had, was not a great head coach. So I don't know, maybe Vance Joseph would not be a great head coach again. But all I'm telling you is when you continue to put out great defenses, the league will notice. And the NFL is cyclical. And right now, the trend of the NFL, the previous trend and the new head coach cycles, it was young offensive coordinators, young play callers, specifically from Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. Now there's kind of a weird anti-trend going on of young defensive head coaches getting hired. Just had Mike McDonald go out there to Seattle. You got Raheem Morris, who's not super young anymore, but I still consider him young, out there in Atlanta. And don't be surprised if there's teams out there looking at Vance Joseph right now like, hey, we wouldn't mind giving this guy a second crack at this thing. Okay. Boy, do the Panthers wish they could go back in time. Yeah, the Panthers died at Super Bowl 50. Cam Newton's career died, and the Carolina Panthers died as well. Bo kicking ass, little Jordan Humphrey, the only real downer, fumble, and a couple key drops. Run game could be better, but who cares at this point? Yeah, that's how I feel, honestly. I would like to see the running game be better, but it's kind of like CU. CU doesn't need a running game when they're as explosive as they are. Right now, the rest of this game should be about empowering Bo Nix. He's having the best game of his career. Let's double the numbers he's got right now so he can get that feeling. Every young player needs to get that feeling to kickstart a great career, right? You got to have that great game, and that's what Bo Nix is having right now. Don't forget to like on YouTube as well. Thank you, Zargo Dan. You want to be my manager, dude? Yeah, if you would hit that like and comment, actually, if you really want to get me to beg a lot here, hit that like button and make a comment on YouTube and see those numbers skyrocket. Boom. Tyler, the Bo Nix hater, giving Bo some props. I ain't a hater. I'm not a hater. but I'm a realist, and I absolutely will tell you what my eyeballs have been seeing, and my eyeballs have not seen enough from Bo Nix. So when Bo plays great football, I got no problem giving him props, man. Absolutely none. Now, if we can get Scott on board, that might be a little bit more difficult. I'm not sure what it would take to get Scott on board. Bob, 216 yards. Okay, so is that his career best so far? 216 yards. So what you're saying is that Bo Nix has already surpassed his career high in yardage in the first half. Okay, love it. Ownership was unsteady during VJ's tenure, also. That is an absolute fact. Things were a hot mess. I am not a Joe Ellis hater like a lot of folks. I think Joe got thrust into a job that he didn't ask for. Joe was never supposed to be a football guy. He never was. When Pat got sick, he got thrust into being in charge of football. And I think he did the best he could, but it was a hot mess. And everything during the Vance Joseph tenure was a hot mess. From the quarterbacks you picked, that was Paxton, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was when we picked Paxton. That was a hot mess. Everything was. Scott will get there. Oh, Charlie says he got 246 versus Pittsburgh. All right. So he's just short of that. Cool. All right, tell you what, I am gonna take a little halftime break myself here. Guys, don't go anywhere. Hang on, I'll be back in a bit. I'm back. What happened to my be right back sign? Did that go away on its own? Okay. Gosh dang it. I'm an idiot. Will be nice to get Sutton 100 yards for the first time since 2022. Is that right? Cortland Sutton hasn't had 100 yards since 2022. That's crazy. Yeah, that will be nice. You know what? Cortland deserves it too. He's a damn good football player. He's not a yards after the catch guy. He doesn't make great separation, but Cortland's as rock solid as a receiver as you can get in the NFL. Everybody would be satisfied with Cortland Sutton as a number two wide receiver on their team. I understand why people get frustrated with them as a number one, but he's a damn good player, man. Where's my audio? There. Sean seems to have a jumbo sized one. I'm not gonna lie. His is one of the bigger ones I've ever seen. The way they do it is they set everything up situationally, right? Because there's 100 different plays that you could have. But what you do is you organize it in a giant spreadsheet and you do first and 10 runs, first and 10 passes, second and 7 runs, second and 7 passes. Might not necessarily be by the specific down and distance, but you'll do first and long, first and short, second and long, second and short, 2 point plays, etc. Uh, cover one beaters, cover three beaters. You organize it all on that play sheet, so you can just go to the exact point in the game, whatever the situation in the game is. You just look at that play sheet, and then you've got two or three plays set up for that specific situation in the game. It's really not as complex as you think it would be as a play caller. You predetermine almost everything before the game ever even begins. All right, defense comes out, does their thing. Of course, they got to stop. Who's your guys' favorite pass rusher on this team? I know who mine is. Mine's Jonathan Cooper. Nick Benito's been playing great football. Matter of fact, I don't know if that stat still stands, but at one point this season, he'd had a sack in every single game, and he looks very Von Miller-esque out there. His body, the build, it looks very Von Miller. He's very twitchy. He uses a lot of Von Miller moves. But Jonathan Cooper, that dude is phenomenal as a pass rusher, and he's phenomenal in the run game. Baron Browning is probably the biggest, like, quote unquote, household name out of the group, and he'll be the first one you got to make a decision on because his contract is up. But I would prioritize Jonathan Cooper over them all personally. So these paintings behind me, I've got another one, a Seahawks one that I need to get hung up, but that one right there, the Broncos, that is actually that's my rookie year. And then that one over there when I'm playing with the Redskins, that's actually Jonathan Abrams that I'm locking down right there. That's right. Hall of Fame player. Get off me. Anyways, these paintings, these were done by Luke Richardson's brother. Luke Richardson was my strength coach for the Broncos in 2015, the year we won the Super Bowl. And his brother is an insane artist, insane artist. Peyton had actually, as a gift for all the offensive linemen the year before I got there, gotten a painting done for all the offensive linemen from Luke's brother. His name is Gabe Richardson. And although I wasn't there for that season, I saw how cool they were. So I actually paid Gabe to make some from my career. Got one for the Seahawks, one for Redskins, and one for the Broncos. Do you guys have a shrine to yourself in your house? Does everybody else is that normal? Do you put up a shrine to yourself that you go to when your wife's being mean to you? Feeling a little sad? Look at yourself, say, "Hey, I was kinda cool at one point." Alright, Bo, keep it rolling, brother. Okay, Javante. Javante Williams was on the fringe of flat out losing his job to Tyler Bidet. Matter of fact, in that Jets game, it looked like there was about to be a change in the rotation. It looked like Tyler Bidet was gonna get featured more. Tyler Bidet ends up getting hurt, had that scary situation that fortunately it was not as serious as it looked. But then Javante Williams got thrust back into the lineup. And ever since, man, Javante's found that second gear. It's funny how a challenge sometimes could force you to find the best out of yourself. This is a pretty what they're putting up the graphic of all the rookie quarterbacks. It is pretty wild how much success these guys are having. They've all got close to, or I think 3 out of the 4 had a winning record. Drake May, obviously, in the worst situation out there with the Patriots. But that group was not really supposed to be like you think back to we call it the Hall of Fame 5 class, the Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, and who was the 5th? I'm drawing a blank on the 5th. Anyways, that class was supposed to be like the greatest of all time. And it turns out a few of Sam Darnold. Um, a few of them, no, Sam wasn't in that class, was he? Anyways, a few of them got cut, moved on to different teams, but now they're all looking pretty good. This class looks like it's going to be as good, if not better, than what that class was all day. This better be a home run ball. Well, that he took too long to throw that ball. That's why. That's why those defensive backs were there. Bo had all day to throw that thing. He should have thrown that ball about 2 seconds earlier. He gave the defensive backs too long to catch up to it. Honestly, it was kind of fortunate it wasn't an interception. Oh, look, Quinn Miners out there. That was dangerously close to being a house call. Quinn Miners is out there looking quick. That big old belly. So the Broncos offensive lineman that got paid, Quinn would be the one that, like, yeah, you deserve it the most. Ben Powers, he's pretty steady Eddie. The problem is he's not no, he's really steady Eddie. He's a good football player, and he hardly ever makes mistakes. But if you dig into the all 22, oh, look at that. How many times this year has Troy Franklin had a ball drop through in his hands on a deep ball? Let's see this. Good lord, man. He's gotta catch these dang balls. Troy's killing his quarterback. Anyways, back to the offensive lineman. Ben Powers is rock solid, but if you dig into the all 22, you watch the film closely, he leaves a lot to be desired in the running game, actually, for as big as he is. He does not get much movement. Quinn Miners gets great movement. Mike McGlinchey is tremendous in the run game, and he struggles in pass protection. And Garrett Bowles is more or less just average across the board, but they're all getting paid absolute elite money. You're getting pretty good production out of him, though. You really are. I mean, Bo Nix is the least sacked quarterback in the NFL. He gets great pockets. It seems in this game, Bo is trusting his pocket a whole lot more than he was previously. Samson sees something. I'll show you guys Sammy. Sammy, say hi. Samson. Samson sees the FedEx truck out there. He wants to go say hi. Good Lord, Franklin, catch a damn ball. Looks like Cortland has only ever had 500-yard games in his NFL career. I'm not that surprised by it. I mean, first off, a 100-yard game is not easy to do. And he's not a yards after the catch guy, right? So the receivers that get 100 yards a lot, they're always your speedsters. They're always the guys that make big plays after they catch the ball. Cortland's a contested ball catcher. He's a 50-50 guy. Sure would be nice if the Broncos could get one of the two, Marvin Mims or Troy Franklin, to figure out how to play receiver. I don't need you both to figure it out. Just give me one. You both get paid to play wide receiver. If one of the two of you could figure it out, that would be really nice. Everyone says their dog is cuter, but my dog really is cuter than your dog. I swear. Your dog's actually pretty ugly. My dog, yeah, that's a cute dog. Your dog, ugly. Sorry, your dog's ugly. Let's do a quick Jerry Judy check in. I'm gonna pull up Jerry Judy's stats. What's he doing out there in Cleveland this year? 26 receptions for 345 yards. All right, not bad. That's respectable, actually. Should probably be a 700, 800 yard season. It's about what he had for the Broncos. Uh-oh. Bryce Young takes his turn at overthrowing his wide receiver now. If you look at Jerry's stats with the Broncos, I'm pretty sure every year it was around 700, 800 yards. But he's getting a boatload of money out there in Cleveland, and the Broncos dang sure were never going to pay Jerry Judy. I was really eager to get rid of Jerry because he's not a great locker room guy. He's a me first guy. There's constantly like a concern about keeping Jerry Judy happy, but I do admit I miss his skill set. He's a talented wide receiver. Oh, relax, C squared. I wasn't taking a shot at Bo. I was just saying he took his turn at overthrowing. Bo's having his best game of his life. Simmer down, C squared. And no, your dog's not as cute as mine. The tackle get hurt. I actually don't know if that was holding. He had his hands outside, but he actually let go of him. All right, tough life for a, backup offensive tackle coming in the game, 3rd and 17, 3rd and forever. If his play caller has any care for him at all, he will run a draw here. But if he drops back Bryce Young on 3rd and 17, unless these Broncos pass rushers tee off on his backup tackle coming in cold, that would just be an idiotic play call because you're asking for problems. My daughter wanted a $8 game on Xbox. I made her pay me. I got 10. She had to overpay me. Would you make your daughter pay you $8 for a game on Xbox? Can't say yes to everything. All right, good, good. I got some parenting support over there. Appreciate you. What's the Mount Plebis Discord so we let the people decide? You know what? That's actually a good idea. I do have Discord. Can you set it up for me? I would love to have Mount Plebis Discord. Oh, damn, they tried to fake it? That was a pretty ballsy call. Backed up, go for the fake punt. Turns out punters can't throw a football. He probably did have it. who was who was our jammer? Who was our jammer that pointed his finger and laughed? Did you guys see that? Who was our jammer? I got to know who that was. Just points his finger and laughs. Why would they do that? Why would they do a fake punt backed up? They're only down 2 scores. The game is not out of control. Oh, poor punter's mad at himself. Oh no, he was actually patting the other guy on the back. That is a terrible, terrible choice. I don't care that it was there. You don't go for a fake punt backed up. You go for a fake punt like on the 40. Another ginger blowing it. Can't trust a ginger Bob. I like Jaleel, man. Dude runs hard. The Panthers deserve to get scored on here for an idiotic coaching decision. And the game's about to get out of control. As well as the Broncos been playing, as well as Bo Nix has been playing. They're only up by 2. Does he get in? They give it to him or not? They do. Touchdown. Oh, yeah, no question. Quick little tutty for Jaleel. What's Jalil's? Jalil's got to be having a decent game here. Let's check out his stats. Jalil, 4 carries for 26 and a tutty. No, that's not updated. Give me the updated one. He just scored. We don't have technology for that. 5 for 31. Jalil's got the ball 5 times, got 31 yards, and Javonte's got 10 carries for 32. So Jalil is averaging double. I'm not good at math, but I'm pretty sure that that is double what Javonte is averaging. Was Julius Thomas the last good tight end we had? Noah Fant has not panned out in Seattle. I know we all want to forget about everything with the Russ trade. You know what? I actually think you're wrong, Brian. I'm going to pull up Noah Fant's stats, and he's been doing pretty good, man. Okay, here we go. All right. All right. Well, not as well as he was playing here in Denver, that's for sure. But first 3 years in the NFL, Noah Fant went for 562, 673, 670. And then last 2 years in Seattle, 486, 414. But he already has 263 for this season. But those years with the Broncos, shoot, 670 yards out of a tight end. I'd take that any day, man. The problem with Noah Fant was that he was a first round draft pick, and you do not select tight ends in the first round. If you select a tight end in the first round, that dude dang sure better be like a Hall of Fame type of player. And Noah Fant was not a Hall of Fame type player, but I would love to have Noah Fant on this football team. He's good, man. Even I mean, even if you get 450, 500 yards a season at tight end, that's not a elite season by any means, but that's a very productive year. And Julius Thomas was not a tight end. He was a wide receiver that played tight end. Kinda like Greg Dulcich was supposed to be, but turns out Greg Dulcich, who's supposed to be a wide receiver, cannot catch a football. We do need to get one of those guys, though. The Broncos need a playmaker at the tight end spot desperately. Coulda got Brock Bowers this year if they wanted to. I know a lot of people wanted the Broncos to draft Brock Bowers instead of Bo Nix. I was not one of them. If you're sitting on the board and my 2 options are Bo Nix or Brock Bowers, and if I think Bo Nix is even halfway capable, I'm taking the quarterback 10 out of 10 times. It's just the impact that you can have. Brock's having a great year there for the Raiders, and he's gonna be a hell of a football player. I still would have taken Bo, though. I don't know if you guys can understand the challenge it is for Mount Columbus to go from a Mac computer to Windows. I've been on a Mac for, like, the last 10 years, and now I got Windows, and I've never felt more technology illiterate in my entire life. Every decision takes me about 5 minutes to figure out how to do it, but I did get, like, 5 times as powerful a PC for half the price is what the Mac would have been. Well, we're offsides. Oh, we got a delay game. Got lucky there. That was definitely gonna be offsides. I could dual boot a Windows on a Mac. Well, I've got a Windows now. So if anything, wouldn't I do the Mac on the Windows? But if you think I'm smart enough to figure that out, you drunk. How tall is Bryce Young? Bryce Young, height. 5'10", so he's probably 5'9". What genius thought it was a good idea to draft a 5'9" quarterback to play football in the NFL? Kyler Murray's listed 5'10" also, and although Kyler's got his moments, he sucks also. Don't try to sell me on this K1 nonsense when he's got 3 great games a season, and I get it, he goes off, he's as athletic as hell. Who thinks it actually blows my mind that so many NFL GMs and scouts can fall in love with quarterbacks that are not 6 foot tall. Caleb Williams actually isn't that tall. He's only 6'1", but he meets the pass fail threshold. Oh my gosh, Thomas, are you ever right? Tomorrow we will find out how many laser noises it's going to take to break a soundboard. Somebody needs to take the laser button away from DMAC tomorrow. I promise you, I will do my best. Pew, 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 pew. Get ready for 3 hours of it. Oh, there's a throw from Bryce Young. My question about okay, so the sack streak is still going. 5 straight games with the sack. He's only got 1 tackle in this game. All right, let's get Nick Benito a sack. Let's keep the streak alive. That's impressive. You know, most pass rushers are streaky, the opposite of what Nick Benito's doing. Nick Benito getting like a sack in every single game. Most pass rushers will go 2 or 3 games with nothing and then get 2 sacks in a game, get 3 sacks in a game. Vaughn was actually notorious for that. Vaughn would go 3 or 4 weeks sometimes without getting a sack, and then all of a sudden he would explode for 3 or 4 in the same game, and then he'd end the year with 16 sacks. But Nick Benito just been steady Eddie. There's a part of me rooting for Bryce Young to have some success here. I kind of feel bad for him. You know who I feel bad for, and I legit mean this? Bronny James. I feel bad for that dude. Do you know how insecure he must feel knowing that it's an absolute joke that he was drafted? That he was drafted in the NBA when he was barely played on his college basketball team. That dude must be so insecure about it. It's honestly, it's kind of humiliating for him. He knows he's not good enough to play. They're sending him down to the G League, which is the best thing to do. But Bronny, because he did not sign a two-way contract, the Lakers gave Bronny James I think it was a 3-year, $8 million deal, maybe 4-year, $8 million deal. I looked up what he was. Bronny was the 55th pick in the NBA draft. I looked up last year's 55th pick. I forget the dude's name already, but he got a 1-year, $850,000 deal. But because Bronny didn't get a two-way contract, when Bronny goes down to the G League, he gets all of his money. He doesn't have to get half of it, go down to the G League, get that salary. He gets all of that $8 million. So I'm sure he's happy to get his money, but I honestly feel bad for that dude. Damn, this defense is just sweltering, flat out sweltering. I cannot be more impressed by Justin Sternad. That dude not played defense for the Broncos in 3 seasons, only on the team because he's a special teams ace. When he was drafted, there were high hopes for Justin Strnad. He's been on this team for 7, 8 years now, and a lot of people thought he was gonna be the next great linebacker. He was known as a tweener to, oh, here we go. He wasn't quite a safety, not quite a linebacker. All right, Pat. But anyways, Justin Strnad having a phenomenal season, as Pat Surtain is as well. Folks, the Panthers are not good at football. I got my hot take. Panthers aren't good. They're really bad at football. I bet. Come here. People are asking for another Kenzie appearance. Come here. You come sit right here. All right. What do you guys want to know from Kenzie? What do you guys want to know? Kenzie, what's your favorite, soccer or swim?
Swim.
What's your favorite event in swim?
I am.
I am. Really?
Or breaststroke.
Breaststroke.
50 breast.
Do you like the butterfly?
Kinda.
Yeah?
I can't pick my head up.
You can't pick your head up. Okay. All right. Oh, tell him a joke. Tell him a joke.
I don't know.
Come on, you always tell me jokes.
I don't.
You made me laugh at one the other day.
No.
Okay, Kenzie. What color is that?
White.
What color is this right here?
White.
What color is that light?
White.
What do cows drink?
Milk.
Cows don't drink milk, you dumb dumb.
They drink water.
Cows drink water. They make milk. You thought cows drink milk? You thought cows drink milk?
You tricked me with everything that's white.
I got you good.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Caleb Williams is having a brutal game. Is he? He's been balling. I haven't seen any of it. Caleb's apparently 3 of 12 for 33 yards going into the fourth quarter. He seemed to have figured it out the last couple weeks. Bob says that baby cows drink milk, so it was a good answer.
So technically, I am correct.
Yeah, baby cows.
That was all typed out.
Oh, why don't you go get all your cows and show them your cows?
I'm grabbing only the warmies.
Okay, go get them all. Broncos giving Jaleel a lot of carries in this game. Hey, he's hot. Ride the hot hand. Okay, we got our cows. All right, let's go one at a time. Tell them about your cows.
I'm not interested in their names.
Who's this?
Butternut.
This is Butternut. Butternut's a warmie.
Buttermilk.
This is Buttermilk, also a warmie.
Oreo.
This is Oreo.
Yogurt.
Yogurt. Yogurt. Is yogurt new?
Yeah.
Is yogurt a warmie?
Yeah.
Does yogurt smell good?
Yeah. I only bought it for warmies.
Erin. Let's show you Erin. Erin says she's a Kenzie fan. Erin, you're gonna need to learn this, okay? Kenzie is spelled with an S, okay? You need to know that. I'll let other people get away with it, but you need to learn that. You get one mistake. That's it. Erin is Bob's girlfriend. All right. What's better analysis here? Kenzie or the Broncos? What would you guys rather hear about?
She did it.
Yes, she did it. All right, who's got it? Someone send in a dad joke for Kenzie. Send it in. I'll read it for her. Man, pretty nice to be able to be relaxed right now, though. Broncos up 28-7. Take some time to joke around with Kenzie. You guys remember how bad it was first 2 weeks? Broncos about to have 5 wins. There was zero chance that you thought the Broncos would have 3 wins, yet alone 5 wins at this point after week 2. Yes. You got a Smoky Hill grad, 2003. Is that what that means? Yes, I was Cherry Creek. Actually, in 2003, Justin, I believe Smoky Hill High School beat Creek in football. How do I know this? Because Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins head coach, will never let me live it down. Every single time I talk to him, he reminds me that Smoky beat Creek. Apparently, Mike McDaniel's got 3 big moments in his life: getting married, having a kid, and beating Creek. Becoming a head coach in the NFL is not on that list. Go get the rest of your cows. Show them all your cows.
No. A couple here.
Okay. 2 fish are in a tank. One turns to the other and says, "Any idea how to drive this thing?" You get it?
No.
Do you get it?
No.
Think about it.
I don't get it.
A tank could be a war ship. What do you call it? Click show. If you want to show it, just click on it. Click the button.
Okay.
No. What do you call an illegally parked frog? I don't know. What do you think, Kenzie? That was pretty good. Have we officially hit the point of the Broncos game that we're actually just joking around because they've got this thing under control? Because the Panthers were a bunch of idiots and they went for a fake punt, backed up when they're only down by 2. Flat out bad coaching. You want me to show that one? She says she'll come rescue you.
You?
From me?
I'm joking.
You want her to rescue you from me?
No, I'm joking.
What do you call a sheep who can sing and dance? I don't know.
The sheep, though. No, not that.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Lady Bob. Oh, wait. Lady Baba. What do you call a sheep who can sing and dance? Lady Baba. Get it? Lady Gaga?
No. Oh. Stop. Okay. No, I need a go.
Panthers didn't start the real QB. Andy Dalton, greatest hair of all time. Andy Dalton used to deal now. There was a point in time that Andy Dalton was so good that the Cincinnati Bengals gave him a $100 million contract before $100 million contracts were a thing. The Red Rock, Red Rifle. Let's go with the Red Rifle. Nothing. I messed that one up, honey. Okay, people are still sending in jokes.
2 letters.
Spell candy with 2 letters. It said it's a riddle, not a joke.
D.
Candy.
K.
Can.
K and then D.
No. No, that's not what it would
Candy.
be. I feel stupid here because I actually don't get this.
What? What?
Spell candy with 2 letters.
I'm gonna.
Do you get it?
No.
Can you tell us already?
Candy.
I feel stupid.
K and D. I said K and D.
C and D.
Well, I said K and D.
Candy.
I said K and D.
K and D.
And then there's C and D. So
C and
technically, I
D.
got it correct.
C and Y. Oh, that's the answer. That's got to be the answer. C and Y. No.
No, it has to be K and D. Candy.
Candy. Autocorrect. C and Y. C and Y. C and Y.
What?
Makes sense.
Okay. Makes sense.
This stream has lost all momentum, but there's still 950 people out there that are watching us do absolutely nothing right now, Kenzie. Apparently, you are entertaining enough that 950 people are watching me do absolutely nothing on my stream right now.
Almost 1,000 people.
Almost 1,000. Can we get to 1,000? Tell them to go like and subscribe me on YouTube. Tell them. No. Hold on.
No, I'm.
Say go.
No.
Do it. Oh, did Benito just get one? Was I not watching? There it is.
What?
Nick Benito keeps the streak alive. He's got a sack in every single game. We were just talking about it. Who's my guy I was talking about that with? I'm going to go back and find it. Nick Benito has now gotten a sack in every single game of the season. That is pretty dang impressive. Seriously. Good for that young man. Because I don't know if you guys remember, Nick Benito was struggling when he first got out there. Flat out struggling. I didn't think Nick Benito was going to be able to put it all together in his first year. It was so bad in his first year or two. I definitely did not see this coming from him.
Why didn't we go to the little game?
But he looks bigger. He looks stronger. He looks faster. He has definitely studied a bunch of Von Miller film because I'm telling you, he has replicated his moves. The ghost moves, the rips, the spins.
We fell.
That's as far down as it goes. All right. We you got about one more drive of good football in it for the starters here, I would say. If you get it some points out of this thing, pull the starting offense off the field, maybe play one more series for the defense.
He got one for you.
What? Hey Tyler, what year did you say you came down to Las Cruces, New Mexico? Wow, you are a good listener because I have no clue when I even talked about that. When was I talking about going down to Las Cruces? What year was that? I don't know. I must have been in 5th or 6th grade, so I don't know, maybe 95, 96, something like that. I did go down to Las Cruces for a baseball tournament, and I pitched a no-hitter. We had another kid on the team named Tyler Rowland who hit for a cycle. And there was an article written in the local paper Tyler Palembas pitches a no-hitter and hits for a cycle in the same game. I, st- I still have that
Two
article somewhere.
people-
My mom kept
Three
it.
people left and then 2 people returned.
Why, you from New Mexico there, Jesus?
$10. What did the ghost have in its nose?
Where do you see that one?
Right there. What
Did the ghost have in his nose?
Boogles.
Oh, you got it. Boogers. She got that one, Aaron. You haven't even sent in the answer, but I know that's it. Boogers.
Boogles. It's boogles.
All right, I'm going to check back in on the Broncos here. Oh, we got a little trick play going on. Did we just get our birds wicks calling him Jordan Franklin?
I got it.
That's the thing for Troy Franklin right now and Marvin Mims, quite frankly. These guys have got to become more the gadget players. And unfortunately, that's all they are. They're fly sweep guys, they're reverse guys, they're bubble screen guys. They're not wide receivers, they're gadget players. And we need one of those two guys to become a complete product.
I got it.
Yes, you did get it. Bob wants to know, who do people in New Mexico cheer for, Denver or Dallas?
Denver.
Fourth and 3.
Oh.
55-yarder, pretty much a chip shot in the NFL these days. It's crazy how good these NFL kickers have become.
What do you call it?
I've never seen so many long field goals made in a season. What are you doing? Okay, just click on it.
I can't.
Oh. Okay, click the left button. Nope, not that one. There you go. What do you call a cow that can't make milk?
You
You got to talk into the microphone. A cow that can't make milk. I don't know. Oh, that's pretty good. A milk dud. Oh, we got a fake field goal? Are you kidding me? We're just playing with the Panthers now. That's just, all that is. That's something you want to put on film. You're clearly not doing it because you're trying to win a game. You've already won the game. You just want to put something on film that the other teams have to look at and study for. Shoot, tight ends have been balling in this game, though. Not the most creative fake field goal I've ever seen. Okay, what do you call a cow with no legs?
I've heard this joke before, but I forget it.
You gotta talk louder. They can't hear you.
I don't know. Wait.
Cow with no legs.
Wait. Cow with no legs. Ah, that's so mean. That's mean.
Say it loud.
That's mean.
Kenzie, okay, you got to understand, Zargo Dan. Kenzie is obsessed with cows. Her entire life is about cows, to the point that she will not eat. She won't eat steak. She won't eat hamburgers. So for you to call that cow ground beef, you just really hurt her feelings.
There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 cows right here.
How dare that person?
What?
Do you know what Bob used to do? You want to know Bob?
Yeah.
You know who Bob is, right?
Yeah.
Bob
That cooks.
Bob used to be a rancher. He used to have thousands of cattle.
Why didn't we
You
see
know what he
them?
did with those cattle? He sent them away to be killed.
What?
Yeah, he sent all those cows away to be killed. He didn't care about those cows.
Bob's mean. What do you call?
Bob raised those cattle just to kill him.
What do you call cows jumping in a simple? A cow.
Wow, we've got a lot of cow jokes rolling in. Are you guys Googling these right now or something? Or you guys just got cow jokes out the tip of your tongue? A milkshake.
A milkshake. What?
Hey, we'll see you later, man. Appreciate you tuning in. I'll be here for just about every game I can live stream. I'll be on doing it. We'll do a post-game reaction also. I'll be doing all 22 film on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we will do a live breakdown of all 22 of this game. Might get Coach Mike Sanford to join us again this week. We'll see if we can get him to pop on. Tried to have him on a week or two ago. And because I'm technology literate, it didn't go great, but I figured out my problems. So keep tuning in to everyone. I'm not just talking to Jesus here, but keep tuning in. Mount Columbus is putting out new stuff 2 to 3 times a week at a minimum.
There's going to be another game today?
Yeah, there's another game.
Are you going to live?
No, I'm just live streaming this one.
Okay.
I'm pretty impressed by this football team. They have they've gotten better every week. And you know what? I've been critical of Bo Nix, but he's getting better. He is. And the best thing you can say about Bo Nix over the last 5 or 6 games is he's done nothing wrong. He might not have done a lot of great things. You know, last week against the Saints, Bo Nix didn't do anything, but he didn't do anything wrong. It's been a long time since Bo Nix has done something wrong. And now is he not only not doing things wrong, he's dealing. You know, Bo Nix was the most accurate quarterback in college football. And that certainly is not translated early in his rookie season. But sometimes it takes a game like this to kickstart a career. And that's my hope. I'm not expecting it to always look like this. He's going to have another 2 or 3 interception game this year. It'll happen. It happens to great quarterbacks. But all I want when it's all said and done, give me 2 or 3 more games like this, and we'll go into the offseason feeling like we got a great future here in Denver. But I could not be more impressed by this Broncos football team, man. They're winning games with a great defense, and now they're putting together a pretty good offense to go with it. They very well could be making noise in the playoffs this year. Broncos could easily be one of those teams that you don't want to draw their card. You know that they're not the best team in the world, but you know they're capable of beating anybody. And in the playoffs is when a great defense can win for you, right? It's like having a good goalie in hockey. Stands on his head, wins the series for you. Defense can win games in the playoffs. That ball was down. That's not a fumble. Oh my gosh. We got another person that worked at a slaughterhouse. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's where Bob would send his cows to get killed.
That's
This person actually did the killing.
That's mean. That's mean. We don't deserve to kill cows.
They do taste pretty good.
No, they don't.
They're really yummy.
No, they don't. They're not. That's mean.
You're really missing out not eating cow.
No, I'm not. My cows deserve to live forever. they do not deserve to die.
All right, I actually think I'm going to sign off here as well. This game is in the books. Great game for the Denver Broncos. Appreciate all 980 of you guys that are watching right now. Before I sign off, another quick plug to please go over to YouTube, give a like and subscribe. You would be my hero if you do that. I'm really trying to build my audience over there. Mount Plum Speaks, like I just said, we're putting out content 2 to 3 times a week at a minimum. And oftentimes it's a whole lot more than that. Anytime there's breaking news, I'll try to get a podcast in, whether it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes. There will be breaking news just about every single week. So stay tuned to Mount Plum Speaks. Subscribe. You'd be my hero. And we will chat with you guys soon. I'll probably do another post-game reaction later this afternoon or later this evening. So feel free to catch on then. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon.